Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to work on squaring up some quilt blocks. And here I have some traditional Georgia quilt square blocks that I've been making. You see that they're all purple and a neutral. And so I just want to see how big they are first before I even go into it. So what I've been doing is taking this ruler, and I've been using this side seam to get a measurement, and then this side, the bottom seam, to get a measurement. And these are supposed to be 10.5 inches squared, but if you can see here, this seam is almost 11 inches, and then this one is the same, almost 11. And they're all a little bit big from what I can tell. So I'm going to be measuring all of these to see exactly how much I need to cut off. And what I'm really looking for is the measurement of the smallest block. So here is, this side seam is about 10 7/8. This one is about 10 3/4. So even if I work with them, they're not square yet. So I'm just going to see if I can find which one is the absolute smallest, and that'll be the size that I cut it to. So I will be right back. I found now what I believe to be the smallest block I have. This one measures exactly 10.5. I don't know if you can see it, plus my ruler's upside down, but there's the 10.5 mark, and the top of the of this seam measures 10.5, and then from the bottom seam all the way over is about exactly 10.5. And the reason that this one is smaller is because I purchased a 1/4 inch foot where I had been using an open toe foot. So let me show you those. This one ended up being the smallest block because of this foot that I purchased. This is the 1/4 inch foot, or the patchwork foot, that I purchased that right before I did my last quilt, or my last block. For the other block, I've been using this open toe foot that came with my machine, and I thought that this area between the edge of the plastic and the metal part, I thought that was an accurate 1/4 inch. It turns out it's not. So all of the blocks that I made with this one are much bigger than this one. Even though this block it measures these two seams that I measured, they come out to the 10.5 mark. The block is still not square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the lines on the ruler and match it right up with this line here. You see that? Let me pull it down. I'm going to put it on a yellow line. So I'm going to match the seam with a yellow line, then mark my 10.5. And cut off, it'll just be little teeny tiny pieces. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to turn this block around. And of course that seam is now on the top, so I'm going to use that same seam line. Now it's here at the top. Match it up at the 10.5 mark. And then I'm going to cut the other side. So I'm doing opposite sides. Okay, for the next blocks, since they're all a little bit over 10.5, I'm just going to take a little bit off of each side so that it finishes at 10.5. So for this one, I'm going to take this bottom seam, and right now it is at 10 3/4. So I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off of each side. So I'm going to line this one up here, and then I'm going to take the 1/4 inch off of this side. Okay, and you see just a little bit comes off. Okay. Flip it around. That seam now is at the top that I was measuring with. And I'm going to put that line at 10.5. And give it a slice on this side. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just rotate 90 degrees. And I'm going to take this seam line at the bottom. Okay. The whole thing measures 10 3/4. So I'm going to take off a 1/4 inch off each side. That's so that it stays, that the blocks kind of stay similar in the center and it won't be lopsided. And then turn around. And that seam now is at the top. And so the second time I just match it up at 10 1/2. And then just make sure it's perfectly straight. And then I'm going to cut it off. Okay, so now you see a hopefully perfectly square block. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other 14 of these, and hopefully that should help my quilt go together a little bit better. I hope this has helped someone. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please like the video, give it a nice thumbs up. Comment and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.